Hello, my name is Mike Stapleton and I'm here to show you Altium Designer. Alright, we're going to use Altium Designer to learn to make printed circuit boards. To start with, we'll need to start Altium Designer. You'll see the little icon here, Altium Designer. We're just going to double click on it. Altium Designer will start, pop up like this, and when it starts, it's going to start off in the same location that it shut down in. That's by default. So here was a project that was open last time. Now the first thing we want to do when we have a new install of Altium Designer is come up to the top left, click where it says DXP, and then click on the My Account. This is going to bring up the connections to the server. This way we can see where we're connected to. Now when it's first powered up, it will not be connected to a server, and you will not be able to operate Altium Designer because it looks for the license. This section where it says License Management, My Account, Michael Stapleton is now signed in. Don't worry about that on your install. If it doesn't say not signed in or it wants you to sign in, you don't need that. What we need to do is come down here first and click Set Up Private License Server right here. So I'm going to click Set Up Private License Server. You're going to want to fill out the dialog box with the same information. Server name will be Altium, altium.ece.ufl.edu. Click the use name. The server port is 22002. Click OK. We should be able to hit our license server at that point. After we hit the license server, we can point to it, and I'll show you how to point to it. Now you'll have a little scroll bar here after you've connected to the server, and you'll see that there's several other older licenses that are expired. You can skip those. You want to come down where it says Altium Designer Custom Board Implementation. User count, we have 180 seats available. It expires December 2014. Status is OK. So I want to click on that to highlight it. Now that it's highlighted, come over here on your left side where it says Use and click. Now you'll see it'll say Used by Me, and I am licensed to the University of Florida. That gets me up and going, and I'm licensed on this server. Now if I can come back to the top up here, there's some little tabs up here. I'm going to right click on my account and close my account. That's just going to close the tab so I don't have to look at it anymore. I want to come back up to DXP, click on Preferences. Alright, when I get my preferences going, I have a section down here that says Schematic and General. I'm going to click on General. Now we want to change something on this because this software is written in a foreign country. Altium was started in Australia, and they use a different size paper in their printers than we do. So here's the default blank sheet size, and it says A, and you can see it's 9.5 inches by 7.5 inches. That's not going to fit our paper size. I want to come down and click Letter. See where it says Letter here? Click. My default paper size will now be letter. I could hit Apply and OK. Now when I want to print something, it's going to be on letter size paper, which is what we use on our printers. If you didn't do that, it's possible always to come up to your Design, right up here, Design tab, Document Options, and change the paper size. You'll see there's all these different paper sizes. I'm going to leave it on letter, not legal. Okay. Alright, so now we want to start a new project. That's the last thing we want to do in this section of this video. To start a new project, the first thing you want to do is not start a new schematic, because Altium works as a relational database. We want to start a new project, and inside the project we can have a new schematic and a new PCB. So let's go to File and New. We won't do schematic or PCB yet. We're going to come down to Project, New PCB Project. Here we have it, PCB Project 1, no documents. We'll go back to File and New Schematic. you'll see now my schematic is under my project. We'll do File, New, PCB, which stands for Printed Circuit Board, New Printed Circuit Board. It's also under my project. Now I have a little red symbol here to tell me that these documents are created, but they have not been saved. And I want to save this as a name of a project that I know what I'm doing here. I don't want to save it as PCB Project 1 because everybody and their uncle does that, and then nobody can differentiate their project from anybody else's. So make sure you save your project and your schematic and your PCB under a name that you'll recognize and something that will relate to your project. So I'm going to right click on my project, tell it Save Project As. I'm going to go to my C drive. I have a folder called Altium Designs, and I have another folder called OpAmp. I'm just going to copy the name of that folder, and here you'll see I have Computer, New Volume, Altium Designs, OpAmp. I have an old file in there. Here's some history. That's an old file. And I'm going to tell it I want to save my PCB binary files as OpAmp. So I'm saving my PCB as opamp.pcbdoc. Okay, now I want to save my sheet, and you'll see it says schematic doc down here, but I'm going to also call it OpAmp schematic, and I have my project PCB1, right? I'm going to call it OpAmp, and save. You'll see that my red folder symbol's gone. Altium's happy now. Everything's been saved. At any time I can always hit my little toolbar up here, Save Active Document. Currently this document selected, the schematic, so if I hit that I would save the schematic. I can also go to File, Save All, and that will save everything. Alright, I hope this gets you started with Altium. This will show you how to point to the server. It'll show you how to start a project and name it. Remember, if you're off campus at home, you can still use Altium. You need to VPN into campus with your GatorLink ID. So VPN into campus. Once you VPN in, Altium will be able to see the server. Thank you.